The new feature. Are we ready?
I think so.
Crew review.
Woo!
Yes. Right, so this week we had Pierce Brosnan's Bond films. We all had our 4 choices. There was only 4 choices.
And I won!
Dean's Goldeneye choice won the vote. But
what are you doing, Dean?
he's celebrating, I think.
I'm celebrating.
Yeah. So we all had to watch Pierce Brosnan's Goldeneye.
Goldeneye.
The idea of this is, so we've got like a classic review.
Xena on a top.
Xena on a top.
Should be called Bronzeneye.
With the legs, squeezy legs.
Squeezy legs. Well,
What
getting
did you-
very excited.
I've got a feeling these two... I mean, this is one of the classic Bonds.
Yeah.
Seen as one of the best, isn't it?
Yeah,
I would say overall.
yeah.
Well, that was my impression when we were choosing it, and then I watched it.
Yeah. Then we watched it. Yeah. Thanks for that, you bastards.
First thing I noticed was that Bond is the luckiest bullet dodger in the world. Like that opening scene where there's like about 40 AK-47s firing at him and he's just ducking and diving all of them. It suspends belief a little bit more than what the current Bonds are. But we did say like in the last podcast that we missed the cheesiness a bit. Would you still agree with that?
No.
That was back in
No, I take it back. I honestly Daniel Craig, I love your moody, dark, depressive, serious
Bond.
Wow.
Bond.
I remember you liking this film.
I did when I was 10.
Right, okay.
And when I watched it, I couldn't. It was. I don't know. I know it was back in what, 96. Was it
95, 96.
Something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Oh Jesus! That satellite doing the Goldeneye out, and the satellite wobbles in the sky a little.
It's
CGI, was it?
I thought it was fucking Thunderbirds.
It's the computers and the hacking in it is just atrocious.
You can all tell.
Boobs. What that thing you sit on but you can't take with you, and she can't work it out. I was like, chair, come on, seriously.
I want to know what they thought of it. Like, why?
No, at the time it was. I remember watching that and loving it. And I'll be honest, watching this one, it's like it just doesn't quite. It doesn't keep with the times, does it? It's kind of got worse over.
Yeah, my problem with it was I've seen the older Bonds so much, you know, the classic Bonds that get shown on every bank holiday Monday over the years. And I've never rewatched Goldeneye.
Right.
Since it literally came out, I think I watched it at the cinema. And back then it seemed like quite a good movie in my memory. When I watched it back again, it tries to be as cheesy and as Bondy as the older films.
Yeah.
But it doesn't quite pull it off the same level as the older films. But it's this awkward sort of in between.
It's that
going from the
helicopter
old
scene.
Bonds to the...
It's like the time is running out, and he's like, "Oh, I can't get out," and he starts headbutting the
Yeah,
side.
all of a sudden the ejector button's in perfect reach of his head. Do they not think about this when they're locking him up? It's just some of the escapes are ridiculous.
It is. Oh my god.
Well, it was one or two plus things.
There is.
It was a typical Bond. It had the gadgets.
Yes, it did have the
It had a
gadgets.
BMW. I didn't like that either. I forgot about the BMW. I like the British cars. We have the British cars in it, but they had a BMW, a German car.
Yeah.
Driven by an American.
Yeah.
Same in Die. It must have been some deal he had going on at the time.
Yeah, it'd be
because
product placement.
Die Another Day, I think, has it. Or Tomorrow Never Dies, they had a BMW in that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Indestructible one.
That watch he's wearing is probably product placement as well.
Oh, it always has been.
Like
It's
that.
even worse nowadays.
But I don't think the cheesy lines weren't that funny. You know,
Yeah, the comedy. I mean, I tell you what was the best bit for me was the tank scene.
Yeah, I was going to get onto that. I was just going to say the cheesy line. Some of the things we do for frequent flyer mileage.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no.
I think the best part for me was the fucking credits.
Really? No, you're right. The tank scene was brilliant.
Tank scene was
Yeah.
quite.
I loved the tank scene.
That's where the budget went, I think.
Yeah,
The whole entire budget went on the tank.
because that's
scene.
genuinely shot, isn't it? You can see that a lot of that's done proper.
I remember seeing how they made that, and that was quite. Back then, it looked like a big thing how they come around doing that. But now watching it, it was like they just drove a tank through the city.
Yeah, and smashed everything up.
I thought that was brilliant. I thought it was really good, that scene.
It was. It was the best
was.
scene out of the whole entire film.
Even the end scene in the film when we had the dish and that, it wasn't that good. The payoff at the end didn't feel that good, did it?
Do you know when he fell on the dish, Sean being there mashed up, and he's still alive?
By the way, John.
Didn't I
By the way,
mention
John-
this? Didn't I mention this
John
before
dies.
we even contemplated choosing? I said, Goldeneye, not fucking believable. You've got a guy that drops about 100 and, well, much bigger distance, and he survives.
Not for long. And you might for a little bit. You're like they're
Holy
internally
shit.
bleeding and that.
He dies though, doesn't he, John?
He definitely has. He gets his
always
comeuppance.
does.
Oh, he has a satellite rammed through his chest. Yeah, he
Hey,
just,
was that Sean Bean's first death, or was his death?
Probably has,
I know,
probably
yeah.
had plenty before that.
I think he does
Yeah,
again.
well,
I
he
think
looks so different, doesn't he? in
I think he
that?
does
No.
again.
He doesn't.
Shut your mouth.
Doesn't he look different in this film?
He looks.
Yes.
He looks.
But it is
Good.
20 odd. 20
He's had a
years
shave as
old.
well, hasn't he?
They're all 20 odd years older now, so that's a lot of years.
One good plus point is I think the soundtrack, like the sound that they use in it, just harks me. It pulls so many memories back from the game and stuff. Like the kind of weird like it's really hard to explain. Little
8-bit sounds.
little sounds that they play throughout this over the top of the soundtrack. I think work really well. It gives it its fun
It was awful.
identity.
It was the only good thing about that was, like you say, I'll agree with the tank scene.
Right.
From start to finish, I was literally actually the opening scene before it does the music with
It jumps in
Tina
the
Turner.
plane and then pulls
Yeah,
the plane.
I was going to
back.
turn it off. I was going to turn it off. I even texted you and said this is tinny as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, it was tinny. It was horrible. The bullets, like you say, you've
Yeah.
got
Sound effects are
AK-47s that
atrocious.
should have ripped him apart, and yet he does a couple of, and he's killed an army.
Yeah.
You know, it's
But it is.
was
That's what I mean.
it was
It's not. There's not. It's
horrible.
very loose realism, isn't it? In the old Bond.
and then you can tell the buildings at the blow up are models. You can
I know.
just tell.
Yeah, but at defending them, that was the biggest thing at the time, was it? Because look at Independence Day. It was around the same time when they used
Independence
modern
Day pulled it off because they knew how to pull it off.
That's film done today. Would it do as good as some of our blockbusters that we've got? Or
No,
would
I'd get laughed at nowadays.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, no, I mean not if everything was updated and you had proper hacking systems and stuff like that. The films they've come a long way since then. I think it's
We have come a long way. It's a product of the times, and it was
It
a
is.
crossover point of
That-
trying to capture the idea of what people expected from a Bond film from the old films, and they tried to modernise that, but it just, I don't know. It
So,
just wasn't-
would you
wasn't
say-
that good, was it?
Oh,
the coming of Daniel Craig sort of helped the franchise become what it is.
I think they had to move with the times. Yeah, they had to bring it.
Pierce
more up to
Brosnan.
date
I
and
still
make it
stand by him being at the time a good Bond. He has the look, doesn't he? For me, when I think of Bond, that's what I see. Probably because that's when I grew up, and the same applies to people preferring Sean Connery and stuff as
Yeah.
like they grew up with him being Bond. Like I think that's what it is. But I've just realised here the director who directed the Goldeneye one, Martin Campbell, he did Casino Royale as well, the new one with Daniel Craig. So it shows that it's not like it was made for its times. Exactly what you said. One other thing I thought was bad was like the relationship is so like forced and weird with that girl. It's all a bit weird. It just happens instantly, doesn't it? All of a sudden, there's like a little love romantic scene on the beach, and I'm like, where did that come from?
Yeah,
the
rescue,
thing-
What
rescue
the
from the
fuck?
train, and now
Yeah.
all
It's
of
as
a
if
sudden
they've been
love-
together for years,
exactly. Yeah, but
and they have a little tiff.
The thing I find about Pierce Brosnan is he's quite like a violent kisser, isn't he?
Oh, he is. Yeah, he gets
Yeah,
right in
it-
there.
like-
He's like this, Simon.
Like,
Oh my god!
honestly,
Who am I going to tell?
There you go.
it's like he's gonna rip out lips off when he's kissing women.
Yeah.
It's like he proper fuck it. It's like
But the thing is, with like
no prisoners.
you know, when he escapes the train as well,
Yeah, oh god.
it's
yeah.
like you're looking for some clever escape and stuff in films like that. You're like, how is he going to get out of this? And they're like, oh, that was dead clever. There's no cleverness about this. It's just pure like, oh look, I've got this watch that'll cut through a train.
Steel.
They just make stuff up for it to like save the day.
To make it work.
Back then, I remember going to see it at the cinema with my mum, and I thought back then, this is a great Bond movie. It was good back then. Obviously, you didn't have what we got today. And when I rewatched it, fuck me. Oh my god.
So it doesn't hold on.
No, like I say, the end credits and the tank part of the film was probably the best part for me.
But we are comparing it, aren't we, after seeing the modern, more serious, more...
That's
Yes,
the beauty
we
of doing
are.
these reviews,
Yes, we
though,
are.
because the likelihood is we're going to be watching some older films. But I've watched some older. I've just watched Leon the Professional, and that holds up today. Like
The
it's
Assassin.
great. Yeah, it's great to see.
Yeah.
It's great to see like how the difference.
Fifth Element, that came out in 98.
Oh, here we go, Fifth Element.
You
Again.
know what I mean?
You know.
Just need
That still
John to mention
stands today.
Transformers, and we've got
That still stands today.
me to mention Jurassic Park, Dean to mention E.T., and we've got the full.
Again, like, okay, Independence Day, the original one, is a bloody still. I still recognise that as a really good film.
Yeah, 100%.
Because it was done right.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I
but
know.
it's still in the same time era as.
Yeah,
The
but
Goldeneye.
it's just the type. That's what Bond was known for at the time, and they've changed it, haven't they? But so we need a rating system. We need to say maybe like, does it hold up or does it not?
Not
So-
for me, no.
It doesn't hold up nowadays. We need to give names to this. What could we
No.
say?
No, it doesn't hold
Shit.
up. Only because even thinking about the modern
Bert
Bonds...
Kerr.
Well, yeah, we'll think of some clever name for our review system next week.
It doesn't hold up because even thinking of the modern Bonds and comparing it against that, I still enjoy the older Bonds, the ones that were in the 60s, 70s. I
days.
Oh, the
enjoy them.
Goldeneye.
Oh, from Goldeneye,
Right.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Horrible.
See, from my memory, and I'm probably, if I watched it now, I'd be like, shit. But right now, I think like Die Another Day and the other ones didn't feel as cheesy.
No,
But maybe if I watched them now, I'd be like, oh god, they are.
thing is, I want to rewatch them, but I think I cannot put myself through it.
That's the thing, because I remember them being, at that time, not too bad to watch Goldeneye, for example. Now, if we watch Goldeneye, it's took that away from it now. It's took that greatness that back then it was
It's like playing the
brilliant.
game.
Now
I played the
it's
game not long
shit.
ago, and it was one of the best games ever. Now you play it and you think, oh my god.
What was this?
Just
Are you
rips your
blaming me for
memories
that, John?
apart.
Are you blaming me? For taking
Yeah.
away your childhood
Yeah.
memories of Goldeneye?
Cock.
Yeah, it was
Well, perhaps the next podcast we could just skim through some of the other ones. Just don't watch them all. Just have a skim through and just see if it's very similar style or if it
Well.
developes a little bit.
yeah, I might give
Because I haven't seen the other ones
the
in
one
ages
I
as
fought for, Tomorrow Never Dies. I still do want to see that. I might give that a watch.
Yeah, well, I might give that Die Another Day one a go.
Yeah, we could
So
all
is that
just
quite
have a
like
chat
that?
about
And see
it.
how it developed, the different movies that he did.
I'm sure that was 2007.
Out of 5, what would you give it, John?
Oh,
97.
I'd-
97, I mean.
minus 97. Back then, I would have given it a 5, I think, but now, are we talking about now? Or,
Now, yeah.
Now, 0.
Oh, that's a bit harsh. I would have given it
1.
One. See, I would have given the older movies, the cheesier movies and stuff, probably about a 3, but that one's dropped down to a 2.
Yeah, I was going to go with a
2. It is Bond. It's and I did watch it all the way through. I didn't
nearly a
skip
3,
anything.
thanks to the tank scene pushes it up a bit. Without that, God, it wouldn't have been worth
See,
watching.
I like Pierce Brosnan as Bond. I mean, his character,
is Bond.
He was a great Bond. It's just what surrounded him wasn't that great.
What would you give it, Si?
2. Definitely.
Yeah,
It barely
so
a 2.
it landed on about a 2 for it then. Wow, one of the classics and the one that obviously our followers decided we'd watch.
I'll be
And
really interested in
we-
the comments on this.
Yeah.
What other people-
Yeah, and I think before you judge us for judging that at 2,
Watch it.
rewatch it.
Yeah.
Like, just to see where we're coming
Because
from.
if last week you were talking like this and I hadn't watched it, I'd be like, "What are you talking about? It's one of the
Yeah.
greatest ones."
Yeah.
I understand now. It's
What was the second place? Why don't we try and watch what was in second
no,
place?
because we've got our new one to choose from this week.
No, I'm just saying, if you do have time, watch what was in second place.
Tomorrow Never Dies was
Tomorrow-
second, I believe.
Why don't you maybe compare it against Goldeneye with that? But obviously, we are going to watch something different. But if you do have
We
time,
can
then
throw it
fair
in
enough.
next week.
And
can't we?
I'll never skip through all of them, all of his other movies that he did.
Oh, all of
I'm
the
not
movies?
going to watch them start to end. I'm just going to skip through little bits and
We've
see.
got
if
2
it's similar.
weeks. So.
Yeah. Well, this is our new feature, and I'm looking to put it also on YouTube as a show as well. So think it could be something. What are you doing? Just open it, John. There we go. So this week we're going to be deciding on, drum roll please. That'd be ridiculously loud in the mic probably.
That's why I didn't like it.
Aviator films. A film based on a pilot or flight of some sort.
Go Beauty.
We're all going to come in with our own suggestion. But at the end of the day, it's our followers who decide. And you can vote for it on popcorn_media on Twitter. And throw in your little vote. We'll then, after a few days, the voting will end. We'll watch that film and we'll be reviewing it in the next podcast. Sound good?
Does.
Find us on Twitter, can't you, John?
Yeah.
At popcorn_media. You can find us on Facebook, Popcornography. Look for the red power button. And yeah, we'll be back in a week's time for the normal podcast. We love you all very much.
Yes.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.